of Israel. These different things are coming together. So someone's going to point to one thing and say, oh, no Hebrew Israelite would do that. Let me talk to you Hebrew Israelites for a second. Hebrew Israelites who are more traditional, like in the camps and stuff, guess what? You guys are not in charge of what makes an Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite, or what's proper belief. Because you don't have creeds like Christians do. You don't have confessions like Christians do. You don't have systematic theologies like Christians do. You don't have catechisms like Christians do. So what do you believe? You just literally change it. All the camps got different beliefs. None of you believe the same thing. And so you can't tell me, oh, well, he's doing this, she's doing that, so they're not proper Hebrew Israelites. No, they embrace Hebrew Israelism. They just embrace other stuff too. But you guys are not in charge of this thing anymore. And I see all you Hebrew Israelites out there getting all excited. Oh, it's growing, yay! Kwam Yasharala! But guess what? When it grows, it's going to get the wild ones up in there too. It's going to get the rogues. It's going to get folks trying to do their own thing. And then you're going to try to disown them. And yeah, maybe they're not in your group or organization. But this guy's not a camper. He's not in any camp that we know of. He's not affiliated with any camp that we know of. He's got these ideas of Hebrew Israelism mixed with revolution now type ideas. This is a bad mixture.
All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is the Messiah, the only begotten Son of the Most High, which these are the true names of the Most High and His only begotten Son in the ancient Hebrew tongue, and Lashon Kodash, which means holy language. Also want to give double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the upcoming elders that rule well, that teach well, of great millstone. I want to give peace and blessings unto the elect, the house of David, the 144,000 elect men, whoever you may be, and salute and shalom to the fellow laborers which testify of Yahweh Shai and publish this word. Shalom to you. My name is Zakaria, and the focus of this lesson is basically, surrounding what this guy, Post Malone, I don't think that's his name. I'm tripping. I got his name mixed up, but what this, heathen said, concerning, Hebrew Israelites, which is ultimately a very, very large community, and there's no real harmony, with the whole of this Hebrew Israelite community, and what he's trying to do is, use those wicked individuals that may, associate themselves with being Hebrew Israelites. He'll use those individuals to try to condemn the whole, which not all Israel is Israel, and not all, that's, in this or part of this Israelite community, is of the elect or is of the Lord. And this is what this guy don't understand. This guy don't understand that ultimately that's the will of the Lord. That's the direction that the Lord have, going. Yahweh proposed purposefully, shall I say, intended for that to happen. And this is what this heathen don't understand. And amongst using that that term, or when I say Hebrew Israelite community, I'm talking about all Israelites who know they're Israelites, no matter the group or the doctrine. So in this Israelite community, the Lord designed for there to be wicked Israelites. And this is what this man don't understand. The Lord didn't call everybody. The Lord not dealing with everybody. The Lord actually set up individuals to be examples. The Lord handed out, that fate to certain individuals to be, to be just off, full of error. And that's just how it is. You know, nothing really happens without the Lord's permission. And ultimately this guy, he continually speak against the church, which is really, again, not all of this whole community the Lord is dealing with. But I wanted to get a precept, a scripture real quick. Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 47. So yeah, you're gonna, before I, read it, yeah, you're gonna have scum. And you may even have one of the most evil individuals come or be involved in this Israelite community. You're gonna have the dross, the filth, come into this thing, and that's ultimately the direction of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and to prove that, let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 47. It says, once again, this is the if I'm not mistaken, the NLT translation. It says, once again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that was let down into the lake and caught all kinds of fish. That net is the word, is referring to the word. It's a symbol for the word, which this word, this gospel is being published amongst all nations by the mouths of the prophets, and one of the ways it's being published is through the internet, through platforms like, YouTube. And that's prophetic as well. It says, and caught all kinds of fish. So this word, which is being published among all nations throughout the four corners of the earth, is catching all kinds of people. It says, verse 48, when it was full, the fishermen pulled it up on the shore. They that sat down and collected the good fish in baskets. The good fish represents the elect. Not all of this whole Israelite community is going to be saved, and that's the point. You're going to have scum. In fact, to prove it, let's read further on. It says, but threw the bad away. So it's telling you straight up that there's going to be bad fish being, brought into this thing. Being brought amongst Israel in this Israelite community. I don't even like saying Israelite community, because really a community is really in harmony, in agreement with each other, But let me not be technical, But all this Israelite community meaning what? The whole of Israelites who know themselves to be Israelites, all these different camps that may have these different doctrines. That's the Israelite community that I'm talking about. Of course, you're going to have scum, because as I just read, that's the prophecy. That's prophetic. That's prophecy being fulfilled. And what is prophecy? It's the prophecy is the design of the Lord. It's the direction of the Lord. Just like in a movie or in a screenplay. In a theater show. You have the director, and everything is subject in his play to his direction. Well, this is the Lord's direction, man. So this guy Malone, I think that's his name. I'm not. My memory is not all the way good. I called his ass Post Malone. I don't know if that's his name, but he don't understand prophecy. He don't understand that's the design of the Lord. You're gonna have good fish and bad fish. And the truth of the matter is, the bad fish is gonna outnumber the good fish. So when you have these individuals, in this Israelite community or is involved in, with this Israelite stuff, and may, go out in the world and, commit certain atrocities, do certain evil things, well, hey, we read about it, it's prophecy. Now, is that to say, oh, what that guy, or what the person is doing is a good thing? No, but that's prophecy, and try to use those or take that opportunity to condemn the whole of Israel. That's just off, that's just off because, when it comes to the prophets, the teachers, the apostles, the men of the Lord, the shepherds, whom the great shepherd shut up, which is Yahweh Shai. When it comes to these men, they're subject to the will of the Lord. So they can't really gather people who they want to gather. They can only gather the elect. There's really no real control. We don't really. Hey, this is all the Lord's show. So there's going to be scum coming into this thing. Filth, dross come into this thing. Reprobates come into this thing. Bugged out individuals come into this thing. But to take that, occasion to try to condemn all of Israel, all of this Israelite community, that's off. So you're gonna have all kinds of fishes, all kinds of individuals in this thing. In fact, read more into it. Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 18, verse 7. It says, "Woe unto the world." These are, the scriptures that I read was the words that Yahweh Shai spoke, which is ultimately the words of Yahweh. Because Yahweh Shai, he didn't speak his own words, he spoke the words of Yahweh. And that's the same thing that the prophets are doing today. When the prophets utter threats, which, let's be real. These prophecies are threats, Threats goes into warning, something that is said and will be experienced, So when it comes to the prophets prophesying, the apostles, the teachers, the men of the Lord prophesying, uttering these words, they're uttering the threats from the Lord Himself. It's not our threats. It's not the prophets' threats. It's not prophecies of man. It's prophecies of the Lord. And one of the heavy themes in prophecy is what? Vengeance. Prophecy surrounding vengeance, pertaining to justice. And as I said before, and I will say it again, justice and vengeance complement each other. And you nations will have to be destroyed for all the things that you have done towards the children of Israel. And that is the standard, the decision of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai towards this earth. That there will be a time when you nations will be destroyed. Receive your judgment, drink of the wrath of the Lord, especially the children or the families of Edom. And you got this guy Malone, or whatever his name is, who will demonize that form of doctrine, that form of teaching, and demonize the men who teach it. Well, hey, you're demonizing the true power. You know, But anyways, let me continue. Let's stay on track. Matthew chapter 18 verse 7. It says, "Woe unto the world because of offenses." Yeah, the world will be destroyed or will receive judgment because of all the transgressions, all the wickedness, all the iniquities, all the lies, all the bullshit, all the bullshit, all the wicked imaginations, all these different religions, and ideologies, philosophies that is adverse to the Lord and to His standard. So there's distress coming. And these are the main things that's being, taught about or being spoken about by the prophets. Now, if you see it to be evil, that's on you. You see this doctrine to be evil, that's on you. Because it's righteous, because it's the word of the Lord. It says, "For it must needs be that offenses come." And this is the point I wanted to get. For it must needs be that offenses come. So, you know, you know, you have scum and filth and bad and evil men amongst Israel, amongst this Israelite community. Hey, that's necessary in the sense of, hey, it's all prophecy, It's prophecy, you know. That's just how it's going to go, and that's how it's going to be, Because a lot of them are really set up to be, examples, to on what not to be for the elect, Because the Lord, He has a reputation for establishing or setting up an individual or individuals just to make an example out of it. And that's what He did with Pharaoh. That's what He did with Egypt. That's what He did with, a lot of men and women, It says, "But woe to the man by whom the offenses come." Yeah, so woe unto those wicked Israelites who may, take matters in their own hands, who may have a carnal spirit on them. Because see what this guy Malone has, been trying to do. He's been trying to associate all the whole of Israelites to what? To extremism, you know, which, we ain't out here, taking up arms against individuals or against our enemies, We ain't out here, committing, the true prophets, the true believers, those who wholeheartedly subscribe to the truth. Ain't out here doing, atrocities and, terrorism, or doing, things like that. That's taught, that's spoken against, that type of spirit, you know. But you have Israelites in this Israelite community, wicked men amongst Israel, who have that spirit. And it's nothing that, anybody can do against. That's just a part of the play. You always have, you know, you know, you know, you know, those who have, dark roles, that's their role, that's their lot, to be wicked, bugged out, you know, you know, so it must needs come, these offenses that we're seeing now, you know, false prophets, false teachers, Israelites who associate themselves with being Israelites or Hebrew Israelite, and may be a damn offender, in this world, may be a damn criminal or just a scum, a murderer or thief or whatever, a that's prophecy, but you have a chosen remnant, who will be saved, who is of the Lord, who is, without guile, and who is righteous. And if you can't discern that, then that's on you. If you can't, recognize, You know, the truth can't recognize the saints. That's on you. You know. Romans chapter 8 verse 33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It's the Most High that justifies. So, and that's the thing. You know, Esau, especially this Edomite, they're going, which this particular Edomite, you know, as you saw, for years, resisting and opposing the church, speaking against the truth, speaking against the prophets, trying to defame the prophets, demonize the truth, demonize the prophets, and all that is vain, is really unprofitable, because ultimately they were justified by Yahweh if they be of the elect, you know. You may not agree with the truth that's being spoken, but if they be of the elect, they're justified by Yahweh. They're backed by Yahweh. They're endorsed by Yahweh, the Most High. It says, who is he that condemneth? It is Yahweh Shai that died, yea rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 5. It says, evil men understand not judgment. And this is what this nigga don't understand. The Lord's about to kill you, man. Destroy a lot of you niggas, man. And a lot of you nations. And you females. And you nations going to be brought into captivity. Slavery. That's prophecy, man. America is going to be destroyed. And this is all the direction of the Lord, man. But evil men, they ain't going to understand that. They ain't going to comprehend that. But it's all the judgments of the Lord. It's all the decision of the Lord. This is what the Lord is dealing out. Because he's the judge of the earth. And ain't no sugarcoating it. Yeah, these are threats. And it's nothing less than a threat. But it's not something that is going to be performed by us. It's going to be performed by the Lord, by his power. And yeah, you have prophecies of the Lord giving his elect men spiritual power to deal out judgment as well. And that's prophecy, and that's coming soon. And you want to demonize that, then go ahead. Why should we expect, sheep to sympathize with the wolf and the wolf to sympathize with the sheep? That's just how it's going to go. Everyone, is an enemy in somebody else's story. Is a villain or a bad guy in someone else's story. It says, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Yea, you elect who seek Yahweh Bashmi, Yahweh Shah, who subscribe to the truth wholeheartedly. You gonna understand this. You're gonna understand these prophecies. You're gonna understand the will of the Lord. You're gonna understand the plot to some degree. Which there is a plot. And all this guy is, I forgot his name alone, whatever his name is. Hey, this guy, he's an accuser, man. Let's get that real quick. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, which is ultimately referring to Edom. And its power structure, or the families of Edom, who have these power structures. You know, he has the epithet. Who was the families of Edom? Your self-proclaimed white people, man, who is dominant on the earth today. They have the epithet. It says, in fact, let's continue reading verse 9. It says, and a great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. So they have an epithet. One epithet. They got different epithets. They're known as Lucifer. They're known as the devil. They're known as Satan. They're known as the old serpent. Epithet means what? A descriptive title or name. The reason why he's known as Satan is because he opposed the Lord and his people. The reason why he's known as the old serpent because, he was that serpent in the garden. Which wasn't referring to no literal serpent. It was either, referring to an individual or a collection of people. I cannot say. But it wasn't concerning a particular serpent. And that same spirit that was on that serpent is here today on the families of Edom. That's why he's that, he's known as that old serpent. It says, which deceiveth the whole world. So this man, he had deceived the whole world with his philosophies, with his lies and ideologies and dogmas, with his religions, with his images that he came with. Jesus Christ, white man God, or white God and white angels, which is blasphemy to even, that what that man did, convincing the world that, that those are depictions of God, true or realistic depictions of God and his son. That's false, man. That's blasphemy. It says he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice, and this is prophecy. We're going to see this kingdom fall. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. For who? The salvation and strength and the kingdom of God is coming for Israel, for the elect. That all pertains to the elect. This is in the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren, he is also known as the accuser of our brethren. That's what he's doing now. This guy alone. It says it's cast down, which accused them before God day and night. And this is what this man have done, and this is what this man will do in these last days. He's going to demonize the prophets, demonize this truth. Speak against it. But nevertheless, these men are backed by the Lord, of the Lord. So you hate these men, you hate the prophet, you hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is all the direction of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I'm going to close off on that. Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Zawada Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Kodash, Kodash, Kodash. Hayah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.